getting myself together right now. Trying to see. Okay. Just tuck this back here. Okay. This. There's noise. Okay. At least that means my audio's working. Pull it back a little bit. Okay. You don't need to see that. Right. I guess I could push this forward a little bit, right? Are we centered? Kind of, not. All right. You know, trying to make it look right. Just making slight adjustments because, like, once I put my phone, okay, now you see the laptop off a little bit. All right, just okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get it better. Change. All right. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kendra Key. I will be doing a cartography reading for this video. Live, obviously. Well, if you're joining me live, you might be watching this back. To note for my live cartography readings, if you catch me live, at the end of the reading, I will take a question from a few people at the end of the reading. The question must be singular and it must be succinct. And I will pull some cards for you to answer your questions. Again, if you catch me live, that's part of the benefit of catching a live from me. If we're not officially connected, please do consider subscribing. Click like, share, leave your thoughts down below. Let me know down in the comment section what your sun, moon, rising, and or all of those energies are. I love hearing about, everyone's energy combinations, just to kind of see who's joining me. You can let me know where you're from, the city, the country, if you're not from the States. As well, I mean, if you are from the States, what state are you from? Where do you reside? Where do you call home? So for today's reading, we're going to be doing the sun, moon, and star reading. So we're going to be looking at these 3 different energies and how it's kind of playing out. And then after, that'll be like a holistic reading. And then after that, I will be doing advice. So kind of like taking that holistic message and then doing advice for each of the elements. Fire, earth, air, and water. And that'll be more like a pick a card style portion of the reading. So you can either, pick the elemental energy that's connected to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, as given by the reading here. Or you can just pick the elemental energy that you're most attracted to or interested in, or pick the group that you're drawn to. However you decide, that is totally up to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself organized here, get myself together. All right, so we have the sun, the moon. So let's talk about these energies very briefly if you are unfamiliar with them, or just so you can generally understand kind of where I'm coming from with the reading. So the sun energy is about expression. It's about the things that we are excited about. It's definitely connected to fire energy. It talks about our will to do, our will to act. The things that bring us joy, the things that excite us, theoretically are the things that we are willing to act upon, act towards. And I feel like, again, because this is a spiritual channel, that the sun energy represents the furnace that lights us from the inside. And so if we do not properly feed and nurture that inner light, that inner furnace, that inner star inside of us, life feels a little bit more gray. It feels a little bit more bland. We're kind of just going through the motions. And so in this reading, I'm interested in looking at, what excites us? What brings us joy? What are we excited to express and push out into the world? It's connected to our creativity. It's connected to, just that exciting, gregarious, childlike, joyous energy as represented by the tarot card. So I'm using my borderless Rider-Waite. It's like a traditional Rider-Waite deck because the coloring and the imagery is very, it's like the original intent for the card. And so I just wanted to show that in its capacity. So you see lots of oranges and reds and this yellow. It takes up almost half of the card, right? Because it is, or the sun, the yellow sun takes up almost half of the card. You have sunflowers, which represent that fiery, joyous energy again. And then you have this child on the back of this horse that looks very bored. Like the horse is like, not this again. But the child represents, again, like the childlike energy inside of us, that kind of that joyousness that you only really feel in its purest form when you are a child. But the encouragement that is, like, even as an adult, that you still reach back and you tie into that joyous energy. To note that this is a number 19, so this is the 19th major arcana card in the tarot deck, and the number 19 does reduce down to the number 10, so it's a number 1 energy, a number 1 or a number 10 energy. So it is about that initiation, going forth, starting something new, right? It's kind of stepping out of the mundane, stepping out of the darkness and stepping into the light, stepping into the things that make us joyous and excited and happy. Then we have the moon card. So the moon card represents so if the sun is the expressive side, then the moon is the reflective side to ourselves. The moon energy in tarot represents the dark side, right? It's not dark as in the sun is good and the moon is bad, because all these energies have positives and, pros and challenges to them. But the sun represents the reflective side. It's those inner spaces. It's the dark spaces inside of ourselves that offer us coolness, offers us peace. It offers us solitude, opportunities for us away from the noise to think and contemplate and reflect upon things in our lives. The moon kind of gets a bad rap because it's mysterious. And a lot of times we kind of stuff things down in here that we are afraid of, instead of like looking at them and addressing them and kind of respecting them for what they are, even the things about ourselves that we don't always love, or don't always feel like is helping us in a positive way. Those are still parts of ourselves, and we still have to navigate through those. So in the imagery in the card, we have a wolf and a dog. So it represents kind of the duality of our energies, where we have kind of this innate, instinctive side to ourselves that can be looked at as uncivilized, unruly. And then you have the dog, which is like domesticated, right? That follows the rules, everything. We do have water energy here. It's connected to Cancer energy, whereas the sun's connected to Leo energy. But we also have this path leading from this pool of water, which represents the collective consciousness. This path that leads, from this meadow and then back up into the mountains and over the mountains. And so my interpretation, understanding of that is that even through this duality inside of ourselves, like this kind of like tame and also untamed parts of ourselves, like these energies also have the opportunity to light our path as well. The moon. The only reason why we were able to see the moon is because the sun is reflecting off of the moon. So the moon energy is a reflection of, in many ways, the sun energy. But oftentimes when things make their way into the moon, it's kind of things that we're suppressing. So that's why it's the middle of our reading. Because it could be like, I'm looking to see if there's something that's blocking your path, something in your subconscious that maybe needs attention, or if maybe things in your subconscious are going strong for you, right? You have a strong intuition, you have a strong inner compass that's helping you work through some of the challenges in life. So that's what we're looking for in the moon. And then the star, which is the final stop, but really is the beginning of many journeys, is that the star represents like our hopes and dreams, the things that we reach for through this life. And I love in this imagery that the star, even though it's singular in the title, there are many stars that we see here. And it's okay to have many things, many dreams that you're reaching for. We would need to then like focus on one at a time. I feel like the star also represents focus, a focal point, something to look towards as you are walking that path that is being guided by, again, your inner compass and your expressive compass, the things that excite you and push you forward. And then also to note that the sun is a star, that our sun in our solar system is a star, and that star represents us. So like the star here and the sun, like it's kind of the same, or it's not the same energy in tarot, but in this reading it's meant to kind of tie together your hopes and your dreams and the things that you're willing to do to get them, basically. So in the imagery here we have this person, which represents Aquarius energy. The star is connected to Aquarius energy, with one foot in the pool of water and one on land, or part of their body is on land and part of their body is in the water. To note that they are also nude. And my interpretation again of that is like you are coming to this pool, which represents the collective consciousness, and you're straddling the collective consciousness with your corporeal existence, right? You're living both of these lives at the same time. This life is all about duality. And you're pulling water from the collective consciousness, sometimes pouring water into the collective consciousness. Sometimes that energy is then also nurturing the earthen or corporeal plane as well through this bottle. So again, it's this duality, and it is navigating both of these energies, the sun and the moon, reaching for your dreams, that helps us to achieve our dreams. So our stars aren't just in the sky and inaccessible to us, but that they are accessible to us, and we gain access to them through the collective consciousness. It's like the corporeal planes and the spiritual plane is like one thing. We just choose to separate it sometimes. Sometimes to understand it, and then sometimes it doesn't help us that we do that. Okay, cool. So now that we talked about that, let's go ahead. Actually, where am I at? I am gonna roll. Am I in frame? Hopefully. We're gonna get some numerology to guide to duality. Speaking of duality. All right. Let's see what the sun, the moon, and the star has in store for kindred souls today. Change. Ooh, lots of change. Change, opening up a new cycle. So again, this is a collective reading. So this is capturing the collective. So it might not resonate with you at all. That's okay. If you're watching this on playback, you could certainly tap into, you can pop to the advice for your element or something like that if this message isn't resonating with you. But the kindred soul that I'm looking at today, the sun energy. So again, that energy that represents the things that bring us joy, that make us excited, that we put our will, our fire, we put our energy behind doing things to make that energy come to fruition, to see that vision come to life. You are in a tremendous place and space of change, both inwardly and outward. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the World, two, like, both major arcana cards. What I'm feeling here is that you are in this, it feels like transition, like your fire energy, what you want to do is actively changing with the Wheel of Fortune here. In the reflective spaces, we have the World. Again, we're starting a new cycle. We're either renewing or starting a new cycle. It feels new to me. It feels very new to me. And both of these are upright as well. So it feels positive. Feels like maybe there's some uncertainty though. There's some things inside of ourselves that maybe we need to work out. It feels like this change could potentially, I don't want to say jeopardize, but maybe that's how you're interpreting it, is that it's jeopardizing your corporeal or financial existence. So kind of what I'm seeing by that is, like, for example, if it were career, say, that's in this huge flux, it's something that you're considering, or maybe you're actively moving, you're like in the move right now, but maybe you're afraid that you're not going to be able to financially support yourself as you were before. It's almost like moving from, as an example, like a corporate job into like entrepreneurship or something like that. But there just feels like there is maybe some resistance because your independence, your financial or corporeal independence is maybe being threatened, or your security is, you're feeling insecure a little bit as far as your own, like, how you're able to like care for yourself every day, caring for yourself, taking care of yourself in the corporeal plane. And then we have the Queen of Cups reversed here. So to note that the moon connects with Cancer energy, and the Queen of Cups is actually also Cancer energy as well. This energy in reverse, it feels like if you are a water sign watching this, you're maybe feeling disconnected with your water energy, or you're feeling emotionally like your emotions are draining or taxing or causing you struggle or challenge. And it could also be kind of dampering or putting damper on that fire energy. The Queen of Cups has tremendous power because she rules, again, those inner spaces. And I feel like her in the reverse position connected to the moon is that it's like unresolved emotions are kind of bogging you down. It's keeping you from taking the action that you need to take. And action is exactly what you need to achieve your star. And there are some things about this dream that you're refusing to look at. And that's probably why your intuition is going off. Like, I feel like the Queen of Cups reversed in the moon position is like, it's almost like warning bells. Like there's something there inside that your inner spaces is picking up on. That something's not right. Something's not aligning properly. And you could be writing that energy off as being like dramatic, or, you know, kind of trying to stuff it down, but it's causing you pause is what I'm feeling. And I feel like for good reason. Like there's something that you're not seeing, maybe you're refusing to see, but I feel like go slow, right? So again, for whatever reason, this idea of career is coming to my head, maybe because the Pentacles are involved in the reading here, the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. But it's almost like if you are thinking about some sort of change or transition in career, and maybe what you're going to, at least initially, maybe not in the long term, but maybe initially your finances are going to be restricted or reduced. The message that I have is like, go into it slowly, right? Like, don't go charging head first, blind, and just quitting the job and then running off into this other thing without knowing. Like, create a transition for yourself, and that might ease some of the anxiety about, you know, the Nine of Pentacles reverse. It might ease some of that anxiety if you allow your boat to get closer to the dock before you step off of it. But I feel like when we came out of the gate, the fire energy seemed to be hot and ready. Some of the divine feminine energy, your earthen energy, water energy feels a little hesitant, and even your air energy is like, we're not quite seeing everything we need to see, right? So if you're feeling, I'm feeling like there's an excitement. Maybe it took you a while to figure out or find what you wanted to do with your life, or to get aligned with something that excited you, and now you're just like, you want to be all in. And I feel like the other energies are like, let's just slow this down a little bit, right? Like, let's slow this down a little bit. Slow and steady wins the race. We will win the race. We will see our vision come to light, but we have to set a strong foundation. That's what the Knight of Pentacles represents to me. The Knight of Pentacles connects to Virgoian energy. So does the Nine of Pentacles. That Virgoian energy. Virgo is meticulous and process driven, and it's about like having the ducks in a row, understanding the corporeal plane well enough to know that, you know, there are some things that are luck and chance and other stuff, but there are things that you can put into place in order to ease your transition, right? Transitions can be explosive like the Tower, or transitions can be more of an ease energy. So I feel like with the world, that whatever this change is, it's big. It's dramatic, it's drastic. And I feel like I guess I just don't want you to get sucked into the flame, right? Fire energy is amazing as long as we can control it, right? If it gets out of hand, then it's chaos. It's chaos. And it causes issue, and it hurts, it burns, it can take life, all of that stuff. It can give life and take life. So we have to respect that duality here. But I do feel like, again, I feel like the big message here is, don't ignore your intuition. She knows what she's talking about. She's been here before. It's particularly if you have a strong intuition, that's your higher self. Easy. That's your higher self. That energy that has stepped out of your current corporeal existence and is able to connect to the cosmic energy. I know this is all woo-woo, but you're a strong intuition. Your higher self kind of knows beyond kind of what you can see now and experience now. And so she can see the forest for the trees, so she can guide you. She is in divine feminine energy. She can guide you. So don't ignore your intuition. If your intuition is weak, this will be a really wonderful time to strengthen your intuition. And maybe I'll do a video on that at some point. But a strong intuition is like, there's nothing like it. It's amazing because it helps you to say yes and say no. It helps you to direct your energy in a positive way that is productive. And yeah, like don't ignore your inner spaces. There's a reason why these bells are going off. There's a reason why there's a discomfort there. Sometimes people might prioritize the sun over the moon, but really these energies are intended to be working together. The sun and the moon are connected to each other. They are each other's, they make each other whole, basically, from an energetic standpoint. So I love that you're excited about whatever this is. I'm literally feeling the heat myself, channeling that energy. Excited about this new start. Excited about The Wheel of Fortune, it does feel like a positive change, but it also feels like one that needs, like the foundation needs to be established properly so that the longevity is there, right? That's what the Knight of Pentacles is really about, longevity. Setting things up slow and steady wins the race. We're bringing the messages in a, you know, a very strict way about the pentacle, right? We understand what the world requires of us, and we're respecting the rules of this corporeal existence, and we're doing the things in the order that they need to be done in, so that we have a strong foundation to then build other things, other parts of our life on. Yeah. The number 2, duality, right? Partnership. And I feel like that is within. This message feels very inwardly focused for you. It feels very like this is your journey. This is your moment. And you're working within yourself, right? The sun and the moon are playing off of each other. They're respecting each other. They respect each other's position and each other's strengths, and understanding each other's weaknesses, and they're filling in those gaps. Like I feel like there's just an ask of patience and like respect of duality, the duality of life, respecting of opposites. Like that whole thing to me is speaking. I have no idea what your star is. Obviously, this is a general collective reading, and so your star is yours. In your heart, you know what this is. If you're going through this transition, I feel like you already know. The kindred soul that I'm looking at already knows whatever this thing is. It's in your heart. It's live right now. And you're excited about it. You are so excited about it. And I'm excited for you, but just make sure that you're not ignoring your inner spaces, your reflective spaces. You're taking the time to, look at the whole show and make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. All right, cool. Now I'm going to shift into the second part of the reading. So I'm just going to actually see if I can stack this up here to get this out of the way. But I don't want it to be gone. Okay, cool. And then we're going to get our elemental energy out. So fire, earth, air, and water. I am going to give you a little bit of time here. Let me just move this over. Can I move this over? You know what? Next time. Give you a moment to exhale, meditate a little bit, and decide which sign you're going to connect with. I am going to do them in this order: fire, earth, air, and water. And what are we going to do? We're getting advice, right? So we heard the message today. And then we're going to be giving advice for each element. And you will also be getting a journaling prompt as well, per each element. So give you another few seconds here. You can pause the video if you're watching this on playback. Okay. All right, let's start with fire and get some advice for fire. Let's see here. Oops. You know what? Before we do that, oh man, I should have. Whatever. I'm gonna give you some numbers too. So we have this beautiful red die for our fire energy, and I have a dice for each element. So for fire, just to see if there's any additional. Okay, 1. Yeah, some of you, fire is out the gate. There's something popping off right now energetically. This is a huge amount of fire energy. I'm going to need to drink some water after this reading. Y'all draining me, okay? Because I'm water energy, and so fire energy takes it out of me. Oh, I don't do reversals. My deck is just upside down. Cool. So, ooh, interesting. So your advice or your guiding energy from the Tao Oracle is deliverance. Yeah, some of you guys are moving from, and this is why you're so excited. I understand now. Look at that, the glyphs, water or fire and water together. Fire's on top though. Relief, a fresh approach, exhilaration, liberation from obstruction. Some of you, and again, I don't know why career keeps like going off in my mind, but you're being freed from something oppressive. And part of me feels like it's almost like maybe you've been looking for a while for your thing, right? Like whatever your thing is. Like maybe if you, especially as a fire sign, you're probably you have a more of a lean towards entrepreneurial endeavors sometimes. And it just feels like maybe you just didn't know what to do. But recently, or in the very near future, it's like the aha moment, the moment where you figure out what it is that you're going to do. And I feel like that's the spark from today's reading that's igniting that sun energy and opening up this new path, this new portal that you're excited about. Again, make sure, this message is coming so strong. I tell myself this as well. Make sure that you are running towards something and not away from something. Make sure that you are looking forward and you are running towards something, and you are not running forward but looking backwards trying to escape something, right? And I feel like that's kind of where the bells were going off. Especially like with the Knight of Pentacles, like slow it down a little bit, right? Like it's amazing to be excited about it, but you also want to be able to direct that energy. And I feel like that's what the Knight of Pentacles is doing, is taking that fire energy and directing it and guiding it into whatever this new endeavor is. It feels new with the one energy there. It could be renewed, but it feels new. Something that you are stepping into. When we step into something, yes, we are stepping out of something, but we are actively stepping into that thing, right? This card is also a number 4 energy. Number 4 is groundedness. Practical. Feels very Virgoian. I feel like there's a consistent message here for you. I'm so excited for you as you open up this new door, as you follow this path. Again, it feels very aligned. Just make sure that you are seeing everything for its reality, right? Nothing is perfect. Make sure that you are seeing everything for its reality, and you are orchestrating your life so that you can ease this transition. I know fire signs, you're like, ease into what? Easing is not a part of my vocabulary. I get it. I totally get it. Okay. Let's get a question for you to take forward. Am I focused on what I'm losing or gaining? Literally. Okay, listen. You saw me do it live. You saw me shuffle. I am live right now. There is no edit. This is literally what I said to you. This is literally what I said to you. Make sure that you are looking forward and you are moving towards something and not running away from something. I literally just said, oh, dang. Am I clairvoyant? Oh my gosh. Okay, I had a moment. All right, so the back of the card reads, are you going through some change? Which, for this reading, we've already established that, yes, change is a huge topic right now, top of mind. Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. All right, so you're being asked to make a list of all the things that you will gain from this change that you're going through. Feel your heart, take a breath, deepen your trust. Amazing things are coming. So also what a message that also came to me during that was that, so we talked about the Queen of Cups and the intuition. My first initial message with that was that it's almost like the emotions are overreacting, and all of this fear, because change, even if the change is amazing, it's still scary, right? You don't know what's going to happen on the other side. Even if you are excited to go forth and take that risk, it's still can be emotionally taxing. It can be scary. It can be terrifying. And so I feel like it could be that the emotions maybe are going a little haywire and are off base. But with the Eight of Swords upright, it feels like it's warranted. So keep your mind and our heart open. Again, pay attention to your inner spaces. Respect your inner spaces. And keep moving forward. You know what I mean? Focusing on what you can gain out of this. What's there for you in a positive way on the other side, rather than, you know, what you're losing. I love this for you guys. I absolutely love this. I feel like it's right on par. Great. We're gonna move on to Earth. So I'm just gonna park our fire energy up here. I am number one. 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers. That's a, what is that, Nelly? Why? I don't know. Haven't heard that song in a bajillion years. Okay. Maybe that was a message for somebody. All right. Earth energy. You are next. So this is my Taurus, Capricorns, and Virgos. Let us roll for you. Earth, Earth, Earth. 5. You know what? I love 5 for you guys. You know why? Because as Earth energy, typically you are already practical, and, you know, you slow things down. You're not really interested or willing to rush into things. But I love number 5 for you, because number 5 is, there's an avant-garde energy to number 5. There's a bit of rebellious energy to number 5. So I love that. I'm interested to see what your advice is. Let's take a look. Advice. Why are some of these cards upside down? I don't know. Let's look at, well, you can't see me shuffle very well, can you? All right, I think we have 2 more shuffles. Let's see. All right, cool. Let's see. What would I do if I could suddenly feel the marrying maiden? All right. Some of you are getting out of the change, and I understand why you're excited. If this resonates with you, there's a couple of messages that were floating through, so bear with me here. The first message I'm getting is that this big, huge world shifting, changing, luck changing, switching scenario here with the sun that is bringing immense amount of joy into your life, that is relighting or reigniting your inner soul, your inner flame. For some of you, you are exiting a compromising position. I'm getting an exit here. It could be a marriage or a relationship of some kind. It could also be a job that maybe you've been in for a long time, or something. It feels like some sort of situation that's been around for a while, because I know my lovely Earth energies, you guys are just take your time with things. And sometimes that's brilliant, right? When you're doing it in a way that is still, you're doing it from a place of power, it's good. It's a positive thing. When you're doing it from a place of fear, when you're doing it from a place of just feeling insecure or whatever, and you're just not willing to leave that thing yet. Some of you have been in this, whatever this is for you, this bonding type of energy. It feels like trappedness, like you're trapped. Maybe for years, somewhere around there, the 5-year marker. And I feel like, again, the message is you are free, or you will be soon, right? This energy could be active right now. It feels very right now to me. It could have been a recent decision that you made to release yourself of whatever this is. Yeah, you're opening up to something. Maybe you don't know. You know what? I totally understand now. The 9 of Pentacles reversed is making so much sense right now. Some of you did up and leave whatever that situation was. And you know what? More power to you. Because, again, with this energy, this bondage energy, I wouldn't want you to stay in a situation like that any longer than the moment you realize that you can't do it, and you're able to get the heck out of there in a safe way, right? So I understand that now the 9 of Pentacles reversed is making a lot of sense to me, because you are concerned about your corporeal existence. You know what? I'm just channeling this energy so hard right now. It's just so heavy. I am so sorry for you. Not like in a pity way, but just like, I'm sorry that you're going through this. But you know what? I'm happy as heck for you. You know why I'm happy as heck for you? Because this. Your luck is changing. The world is opening itself up to you. Something brilliant and exciting and wonderful is coming down the pipeline for you. And you initiated this by deciding that you no longer wanted to be in this scenario that was choking you out and keeping you small. Because you decided that, things are opening up to you again. Like, this wonderful opportunity is coming to you. And I feel the deliverance energy. I know it was for the fire signs, but this sense of like relief and like almost like crying, like tears, because not almost tears running down your face. I'm imagining that this is what's coming to my mind. The vision that's coming to my mind is like somebody is just crying, because you're recognizing that this hard decision that you made is now opening up an opportunity of a lifetime for you. And I feel like at the very least, it's for you to shape your world, an opportunity for you to decide what your world looks like, right? Which is terrifying and exciting at the same time. I totally get that. I totally get that for you. Like, man, congratulations. I'm so excited. If that hits you, I felt it deep. It felt so deep to me. Both the anxiety and the liberation. All right, let's get a journaling prompt for my beautiful earth energies here. I think that was 5. Was that 5? Sometimes I lose count. It's okay. All right. Am I consistently showing up? You were checking out of this previous thing, weren't you? Which is not like you. You are a hard worker. All of the earth energies are hard workers. You show up on time, you show out, you do what you're supposed to do. And it's right? The bow is tied, the I is dotted, the T is crossed, right? But lately, towards the end of whatever that length of time is, again, like 5 years is like just 5 years, somewhere around that time, it's just whistling to me in my mind. You were like, quiet quitting. Even if it wasn't like a career thing, if it was a relationship or whatever, it was like a quiet quitting moment where you stopped showing up and showing out like you typically do. I feel like this message for you is more about scoping out what is to come than it is about whatever this past thing is, right? Again, for some of you, I'm getting like transitioning a hobby or converting a hobby, or maybe it's just an interest at this time. Maybe it's not even a hobby. Transitioning whatever that the hobby or the interest into some sort of a successful business, or something like that. And I feel like this is saying what can you do more consistently with whatever that new thing is to build it up, right? Starting to set goals. Again, that Knight of Pentacles, like, what elements do I need to get into place in order to see this, whatever this vision is, whatever this new thing is, come to life? And you guys are so good at this. But I feel like this message is more just like giving you permission. Like, it's okay to transition. It's okay to not be on your P's and Q's right away. It's okay to be sad or disappointed or angry or whatever you're feeling. It's okay to feel that way. Maybe that's why your Queen of Cups was reversed, because maybe you're suppressing those feelings and you're not allowing yourself to feel them. Like, feel the feels, my friends. Like, okay, I'm totally biased, but feel the feels. It's okay to feel the feels. It's okay to be out of sorts. It's okay to be frustrated and scared and whatever the emotions are. And it's also okay to feel like relief that you're not in that situation anymore. And now you can figure out something else, right? Now you can orchestrate a different performance that is more reflective of your inner soul and what you desire and want in your life. Yeah. I feel like whatever that previous thing was extremely seductive to you. And maybe it's like, oh, it was just like a job, right? When there weren't opportunities, but there was something about it that kept you there for longer than you wanted to, intended to, than was healthy or good for you. Yeah, but we're moving forward now, right? We're moving forward, not backwards. Thank you, my earth energies. I'm going to just keep on trucking here. I think I'm going to run out of space, so I'm going to move these cards down just a little bit. We're going to move on to air energy next. Let's see. Okay. Got our airs. And you have the white dice. All right. Oh, numerological energy for my air energies. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 3. How befitting. I know technically 3 energy is connected to Sagittarius, or to Jupiter, I should say, but 3 energy just always feels like air energy to me. 3 energy, there's a youthful, gregarious, sociable component to the number 3. The number 3 is an odd number. There's a bit of individuality folded into it rather than like collaboration and partnership and sharing and compromise and all that stuff. It feels more individualistic, and again, there's a youthful swag to the number 3. So where are we at? Let's advise. Let's get some advice. Woo. All right. Well, things definitely lifted up a bit. Moving from earth energy to air energy. Earth energies had quite the emotional pressure there. Okay. I think that was 3. You know what, you guys? We're just gonna go with it. Okay. Ooh, no wonder you guys, listen. I know we're on in a digital space, but I'm telling you, like, channeling these energies, like, I literally felt lighter moving into your energy. And I love that advice is peace for you. Harmony, balance, well-being, expansion. This feels like it's going back to a message in the base reading, in the first part of the reading today. This idea of, like, the sun and the moon are opposites to each other. They harmonize with each other. The fact that all 4 elements showed up in this reading, there was a bit of a lean towards earth and energy, but all of the elements showed up in this reading. And also to note, which I didn't actually note this before, or even like really see this before, but the Wheel of Fortune and the World are the 2 major arcana cards that have all of the fixed energies from each element showing up. That feels significant because there is this idea again of everybody's represented, everybody's voice is being heard, and we're like balancing all of those things out. Feels very zen. Feels very zen. So let's I feel like that is your message. Is this idea of maintaining balance between all of the aspects of ourselves. As an air sign, you might tend to venture towards the logical, reasonable, the intellectual. And I feel like the message here is like, let's bring it back and let's respect all the voices, right? All of the elements represent different aspects of ourselves. Because we are people, we are not all of anything. We are all of everything. That makes sense, right? And I feel like it is, like, we are made to be complex. And so when we're working through these different components to life, being able to balance and harmonize all of them together and not prioritize any one over the other, is kind of like when when we're at the pinnacle, right? We can't always, we're not always actively in that place, but I feel like peace is also not a moving target, but it's just like, it's something that you kind of reach and then you fall off, and then you know, like, you're not there all the time. But I feel like the message is that's where we want to head. We want to head toward a place of peace. We want to head toward a place of harmony where, again, all these voices are being heard and respected, and we're looking into it. We're not maybe acting on it, but we're at least looking into it and seeing if there's any value there, if anything is valid, before passing judgment over it or deciding what to do with it. So let's get some guiding. I feel like this message could also be that air signs, or whoever's tapping into this message, who identifies as an air sign, is generally at peace with the change that's going on. Ooh. So let's go ahead and get you a journaling prompt. Name all the things you love. Yeah, you're right. This reading feels very, there's a calmness or a peace that already exists here. Are you one of the things that you love? I give myself all the love and attention I need. Okay. Name all the things that you love. Okay. I have nothing else to say to you right now. Like I said, there was a heavy weight before your slice of the reading, and it was lifted off, and it just feels like whatever the change is that you're going through, you're excited about it. And there are some things maybe that are, you know, working itself out, but I feel like it's almost like you've resolved to the fact that there are going to be things, right, that you have to work through, but that doesn't detour your peace. And if you're not actively in that space, I feel like that's your message. Like, peace is a state of being. It's not an emotion. We feel it, but it's not an emotion. It's a state of being. And I think this idea of perfection is interesting because it's almost like when you, it's almost like a, like when you, again, you resolve yourself to the fact that all of these things are at play. Sometimes they conflict with each other. We just kind of work with it, right? And then there's a certain piece to managing that chaos. And I feel like you've reached it, you will reach it, or you're being asked to reach it. Past, present, future. Yay. Cool. All right. Beautiful air energies, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This was your advice reading. So I'm just going to park you guys right up here and move on to watch her. All right. Last but never least, water. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is the advice segment. Let's see. Oh, no. We're going to roll. We have a die. I have a dice for you, too. All right. Let's put that numerological energy for water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. 0. Ooh. I love 0 for you because it represents openness, infinite possibilities, and being open to said possibilities. 0 means zero shuffling, so I'm just gonna break the deck, and see what we get. Upside down. The Gentle. I don't know if I've ever actually pulled this card before. Ooh. Penetrating, a soft approach, moderation, understanding, subtle but deep influence. If that is not the personification of water energy, there is a spider. There is, sorry. Okay. Okay. There it is. Whoa, where did it come from? I'm telling you, the weather change just got these dudes out and about. Sorry about that. Woo! I'm talking about you being calm and gentle, and this spider done just made my soul jump out my throat. That ain't right. Rude. Okay. Sorry about that. Ooh, it just, ooh, ain't right. Okay, let me get back into it. Okay. Whew. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. This feels like it's speaking to the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. The Gentle also reminds me of like that whisper of intuition. And if you're identifying with as a water sign, as water energy, we all have all of the elements in us, of course. And I believe that any person, whether they identify as any element, should have a strong intuitive state in place. It's just about nurturing that water energy. As water energy, if water is in your sun, moon, rising, and or but all or whatnot, developing a strong intuition and moving with a confidence of accuracy of that voice inside of you. The gentle almost feels like that intuitive voice. I feel like that's the message for you, is especially with faith being tied to that energy. Our intuition comes from our higher selves. A strong intuition, a trustworthy intuition comes from our higher selves. Our higher selves are connected to the collective consciousness, to our lives past, present, and future, to other people's lives past, present, and future, and energies. And that intuitive position can see the forest for the trees, because again, it's connected beyond our corporeal existence. It's almost like taking a rocket ship outside of the Earth's atmosphere, right? Our corporeal existence is the Earth, and we are bound by the laws of the Earth. But our intuition takes a rocket ship off of Earth, right? Understands Earth, gets it, but is beyond the it's not required to be bound by that, like time and space and all these other sorts of things, matter and such not. And so I feel like there's just a strong message that if your intuition is not on point, maybe you haven't been listening to it lately, or maybe it's going off, bells and whistles going off. It just feels like a moment to like return to self, strengthen that. Like gentle can be, you can be firm and gentle. That sounds contradictory, but it's not. It's like firm is in like, you know what you know, and you don't have to prove your intuition. That's why there's faith involved in it. And I will say the things in my life that I regretted have to do with me not listening to my intuition. That soft, gentle voice that's whispering to you, guiding you, protecting you, sometimes warning you, or encouraging you even. Trying to figure out how to put into words what's in my mind. It's almost like knowing when to step in, step back, shift left. You know what I just envisioned in my head? This is so weird. I envisioned, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Pacifier with Vin Diesel. A whiles back. This was some years ago. But when he was doing that, the dance, forgot what it was called. It was some really, really kooky name. But he was doing the dance, and the dance was the solution to navigating the dad's like secret files or whatever, like in order to bypass all of the booby traps and where the dad held the secret files. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, look it up. It might have some significance, or I might just be wackadoodle-doo. It's totally possible at this point. But yeah, I feel like your intuition is that dance. And by having faith in the steps that you learned, right? Having faith in your intuition will help you navigate the booby traps of life. And when we lose faith in that voice, particularly as water signs, if we lose faith in that voice, we're gonna take an arrow to the butt. I mean, it's just what's gonna happen. Okay. All right. Journaling prompt: what passion am I ready to pursue? I feel like that's all this reading has been about. Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive? List out your passions. Again, so this message could, like, for some folks, I definitely feel like they are actively in the transition of moving from something that's not as great or something that's horrible to something that's like pow, amazing, aligned, thing that you always wanted to do and maybe didn't know it, right? And I feel like some folks are just stepping their toe into it. They don't know exactly what it is yet, but they're open and willing to expand. And I feel like that's what our zero is talking about for you, especially if you're identifying with the latter version of that, where maybe you don't know exactly what you want to do yet. You know there's something, but you don't know what it is. And I feel like then this message is really geared towards you. And yeah, write down those passions. What are you interested in? What were you? I always like going back to childhood, and I've done a lot of root work. And root work is an amazing way to sift through some things that's trapped in the moon that we don't know is there influencing us yet. Go back to your childhood. What did you like to do when you were little? Do any of those things still excite you? I bet some of them do. I know for me, it's like, I know for me, there are definitely some things that still excite me to this day. So, you know, think about your passions. What are you excited about? And then start to craft and develop this next phase and chapter of your beautiful life. Okay. So those are the messages. Again, if you catch this live, if you catch me live, at the end of the reading, I will take questions. And I don't see any in the chat. So I'm just going to end the message here. Again, if you have pressing questions, catch me live. No, I don't have a schedule. I just go when when it feels right to go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this sun, moon, and star reading, and then the elemental kind of advice and journaling prompts. Be well, my beautiful kindred souls, and I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video. Blessed be.